Project M. What is it? What is it about? Is it a movie? Is it a game? Is it a trend? Is it a revolution? Project M is to motivate people. Every time I walk to the gym, whether it's in the morning or at night, I have to find a motivation, a new reason on why I'm working out, on why I'm doing a certain session. And I use my life as motivation. I use all the drama I've been through and all the hard times I've been through. I use that.
And so in Europe, I used to never really care about my appearance, like the haircut or the clothes. And so in France, I went to this barbershop and I paid €12, and I got a haircut which changed my belief in myself. I started thinking that, wow, I can actually look pretty decent with a good haircut. I don't really care about looks before that. Like, I thought, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna work one day and I'll have money and then I eventually find a wife. Terrible view to have, but yeah, that's the way I used to think. And after that day, I had a new type of confidence. Like, I was confident before that. I'd always be able to, speak in public, or I used to sing. I remember doing some primary school singing competition, Park Hill Idol, I think it was called. Singing in front of 300 students. So confidence wasn't really a thing, but it was more self-confidence about my appearance, because I was always self-conscious. Getting bullied and teased about my weight caused a lot of insecurities. And so at that point I thought, Mo, stop doubting yourself, stop listening to the people that put you down, and actually work towards change, not just in your hair, but in everything, the way you dress, the way you present yourself, because it looks sell. At the end of the day, if you want to sell something to someone, it has to be aesthetically pleasing. And then when I came back to Melbourne, I got a job as a lifeguard, and then that's when I started to drop a lot more weight, and eventually became a gym junkie. And so when I started to lose weight and start to dress properly, I started thinking, alright, now you can go out, see if you can socialize with people now. And I would go out kind of to get an ego boost. It was the wrong purpose, because I'd had all this fake confidence, trying to pretend I'm someone I'm not. And it caused a lot of problems. You can tell when someone's cocky. You can just tell, because they think the way they hold themselves, or the way they stand, or the way they look at you, it's just they think they're better than you, and I hated doing that. It wasn't me. And I was trying to balance this work and party lifestyle, and even my colleagues could tell that it was getting to me. The weight loss, the muscles and everything. I didn't even get that big, so for someone to have an ego that big, I obviously made a lot more ego gains. And that also led a lot of problems in my life, in my relationships. I didn't realize it was not all about me. And so when I got into those relationships, I thought, how am I going to benefit from this? But a relationship is not about one person. It's a mutual thing between two people. And unless you share a lot of things in common, you have the same morals, same values, you both want to achieve similar things in life, then there's going to be a lot of conflict, and there was in mine. And at the time, I was blaming my partners a lot for all my problems. But then when I look back at it now and I reflect, most of the problems could have been avoided if I didn't make stupid decisions. And I think that maturing up and admitting to my faults is a really important step for me, because I put my ego aside to understand the situation on how it really was. And all the bad decisions I made in my life, eventually they caught up to me. So that party phase lasted around 2.5, 3 years. But earlier this year, because I financed a BMW and I spent a lot of money going out and food and everything, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and back in 2015 I had a car crash, and I hit a cement light post at 75 k's an hour because I slept behind the wheel. I was driving to work and I didn't have enough sleep. That same night I did meet my first girlfriend, but that night changed everything, because I remember my eyes flashing before my life flashing before my eyes, rather. And I thought my life would completely change at that point. I thought I'd become a new man, and I didn't. It was just like a scare. And so I feel like I have to go through something multiple times in order to learn from it. And late last year, I got into a situation where I was attacked, and I defended myself, but in doing so, I got the blame from the police, and it caused a lot of problems in my life, because I knew that I was an innocent man, yet I was being treated as guilty, because they were putting me to blame, even though I got attacked and I was just defending myself. So what happened is, I lost my job because of it. And all this happened when my mum was in hospital really sick and my dad was overseas. So I had to stay home and help my siblings. And it was one of the toughest times of my life, because no one was there for me. All the people I thought that were my real friends weren't, because they weren't there. And then it made me realize like how important it is to have real friends, to have people that will have your back at the times of need, not just when you're rich or when you have a nice car, but when you're down, when you're facing hardships in life. And I was at my lowest. Like, I stopped going to uni and I started becoming depressed, and so I thought, Mo, are you going to give up? All the years that you worked hard with your physique at work, are you just going to give all that up? So I decided, even though I had no work, even though I had no money in my pocket, that I was still going to go to the local recreational gym with the family membership. And I walked there because I obviously had no car. And I remember walking in the rain every night up that massive hill, telling myself, Mo, if you can get up that hill, you can achieve anything in life, anything. Because that hill is stopping you from going to where you want to be. So if you can conquer that, you can conquer any problem in life, step by step. And I told myself this for 3 months. I was bulking because it was winter, so I packed on a lot of muscle, I got pretty strong, I was happy. Even though I was facing all that hardship, going through all that conflict, mentally I was just listening to like motivational speeches and staying strong. And that helped build character, that made me realize what I really want in life, what I really value. I stopped caring about my car. I stopped caring about a piece of metal that got me from A to B. I stopped caring about who my exes were with or not. And I stopped caring about everyone else. I remember I used to compare myself with a lot of people, and that was stopping me from achieving a lot of my goals. I was comparing myself to the guy next to me, or what he was benching, or my friend, or my cousin. Like, there was all this competition around me. I felt like it wasn't an individual desire to do well. And because of all that hardship, I discovered what true happiness is. I discovered what true motivation is. When I stopped caring, I couldn't care less what someone drives. I couldn't care less what house they have or how much money they have in their bank accounts. I realized that making memories was important to me. I realized spending time with my family made me happy. I realized focusing on myself, and only myself, made me happy. And the people that made an effort to stay in my life, I would put 10 times more effort to stay in theirs.
watching you in marathons, every episode cliffhanging on. Cause you're a queen who's never crowned upon, and I count your fear is overdrawn. And I wanna feel you, read between your lines, and I can never heal you, but I promise I could try. Let me drink your heart drunk, let me dream your eyes shut, let me get your mind off, let me make your body talk. Let me drink your heart drunk, let me dream your eyes shut, let me get your mind off, let me make your body talk. I wanna feel you, let me make your body talk. I could never heal you, let me make your body talk.
Work problems, life problems, and they don't realize that everyone around them is going through the same thing emotionally. Some people have that harder than others, but we all go through hardship. We all go through drama, just different levels of hardship. But remember one thing, as long as you have faith, as long as you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything. Anything.